You're watching this video to learn more about Zebra Technology's social media policy and how you, as a Zebra employee, can include news about Zebra in your own social media conversations. But before we dive deeper into the policy, let's first talk about how Zebra thinks about social media and why it has a social media policy in place for its employees. Around the world, interest and participation in social media is growing at a fast pace as more and more people connect online via social media platforms. These platforms vary across the globe and include everything from the blogs on your favorite news site to Facebook and Twitter to RenRen and LinkedIn. Because social media is so prevalent in our daily lives, it offers new opportunities for businesses to help enhance their company brand and strengthen its relationship with stakeholders. Zebra, for example, engages in social media on various levels, from helping address customer service issues via Facebook, promoting new solutions and sharing relevant industry news via Twitter, recruiting talent through LinkedIn, and positioning leaders in conversations that are taking place on industry blogs and forums. Zebra not only participates in social media, but also listens to it and is constantly analyzing social chatter to help identify service and quality opportunities. Did you know social media could do all of that? It's pretty cool, we know. You're probably thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but what does this mean for me? We're glad you asked. Social media channels pose both opportunities and challenges for all brands, and Zebra has developed a social media policy for employees to help give you parameters when using social channels, to not only protect the Zebra brand, but to also protect you. The policy we are about to walk you through is meant to empower you to understand how you can appropriately include and reference Zebra in your social media conversations, if you choose to do so. If you don't use social media channels, or if you choose not to include Zebra in your social media use, that is completely fine. So let's get started. If you follow these 5 simple rules, you will officially be ready to include Zebra in your social media conversations. Rule number 1, adhere to the code of conduct and any other applicable employee policies. Every Zebra employee is subject to the company's code of conduct in every public setting, which is applicable to your personal online activity as well. If you exercise sound judgment and common sense, you'll be just fine. But you can also review full information about Zebra's code of business conduct on MyZebra. Rule number 2, be transparent. If you're promoting Zebra news, your social audience should know that you work for Zebra, but that also the opinions you share are your own. To ensure this transparency, make sure your social profiles are updated with your job information. You can also begin posts with the simple, "The company I work for, Zebra, just announced it launched a new solution." Rule number 3, be a good ambassador. If you choose to reference Zebra, keep it positive. Avoid making any comments about competitors or partners, and keep it focused on the excitement about what Zebra is doing. Remember, anything you post that can potentially tarnish the company's image will ultimately be your responsibility. Rule number 4, only comment on behalf of Zebra if you've been approved to do so. This means that if you come across a blog post or some other content that requires a response from Zebra, you can only contribute if you are a certified member of the social herd. We'll talk about that more in a bit. You may also come across negative remarks about the company or our partners, but avoid the temptation to react yourself. If you come across anything you are concerned about, please pass the post along to our official social media team at socialmedia@zebra.com, who are trained to address any issues that come up on our social channels. Before we move on, you may be wondering who or what the social herd is. It's a group of Zebra employees from across the business who proactively and transparently go out into online forums to represent Zebra, to raise brand awareness and position Zebra as a thought leader. This is a small group who has been trained separately to engage in this way on Zebra's behalf. If you aren't part of the herd, you should not be going into blogs and forums and engaging with potential customers, investors, partners, and any other stakeholders on behalf of Zebra. If you have any questions about the herd or want to learn how you can get involved, please email the social media team at socialmedia@zebra.com. Now, back to the rules. Rule number 5, if it makes you think twice, stop. Before you post anything via your own social channels regarding Zebra, make sure you're confident the content doesn't violate anyone's privacy or reveal any confidential company information. If you're not certain if you should post something, consult with your manager or reach out to the social media team. The social media team will also be sharing social media toolkits on MyZebra to support big news and announcements to help you easily decide what is appropriate to post. Making sense so far? This policy infographic is available on MyZebra, where you can read more about the way Zebra's social channels are structured and managed. But for now, let's keep talking about things you should keep in mind if you choose to include Zebra in your personal social conversations. Let's get right down to the potential risk you should keep in mind and avoid. We talked a bit about how to avoid risk in the 5 tips above, but risk management is important. First, remember not to post anything on your social networks that has not been approved for public communication. Wondering what is public? Things that have been included on Zebra.com, public Zebra press releases, and anything included in the social toolkit you'll find on MyZebra are example of what is public friendly. Also, anything relating to Zebra's financial performance and investment should be left to the investor relations team. So, if you post something about how excited you are about a recent product launch and someone asks you more about Zebra's anticipated growth for the year, that's where you defer them to the Zebra Investor Relations website and alert the social media team. Also, if you come across any damaging information about Zebra or negative conversations related to our brand, consider forwarding them to the social media team at, you guessed it, socialmedia@zebra.com. Remember, let the authorized subject matter experts respond to anything negative, and don't respond yourself. Finally, don't forget to play by the rules of each social media network. You can find information on the individual platforms' websites like facebook.com, twitter.com, you get the picture. And if you have any questions or concerns, you guessed it, reach out to the social media team at socialmedia@zebra.com. So where do you go from here? You can feel free to check out MyZebra for fuller details regarding Zebra's social media principles and guidelines and get a copy of the social media principles infographic. You can also reach out to the social media team with any questions you may have about the content you've just heard about. And don't forget to like and follow Zebra's corporate social media channels to show your company spirit. So that about does it for us. Thanks for listening to the Social Media Principle Training.